the powers that be decided that that was something way before his time. He was still a sperm when this was.
Gleam in my father's eye.
Whatever, you know. Doctors use this. Yeah, that was a. Yeah, it was a lot of stuff that just didn't make it because, you know, we really didn't know, with being Planetside, we really didn't know exactly what to expect, like the first day. And so that got removed. That had some, maybe, it had some meeting rooms on the outside that were actually, that we can actually put back in, that were actually individual buildings that were meeting rooms. So if that's something that you guys desire and we can get like a lot of people behind those, we can probably put those back in because they're actually just single buildings, probably about the same size as the VR building. But as far as functionality of those go, they didn't really have any functionality at the time. So we would have to add something for like CR5s to be able to, you know, see like different maps in a different way just for CR5. So it would need some work other than just slapping it in the game. So here you go, there's a new building for you, do something with it. But it's there, and if you guys want, we could try to do something with it.
But let me ask you, what kind of functionality would you be interested in seeing in a CR5 building or whatever?
Well, it was like, hey, you brought up, first of all, mad props to him. His site is amazing. We were having this discussion that...
Hey, yous again, huh?
If they had a separate place to go where they had like maybe a different set of maps with a little bit more functionality and depth where they could command their troops and squads, it'd just be better. It might even cut down some of the spam and confusion of the battlefield of them being in the ground.
It's like a reveal friendlies that's just on all the time.
Yeah.
I would.
Like a list of platoons.
Well, no, there's
commanders
PL myself, but you know, it doesn't give you like the location of the leader. Maybe that's another idea too. Like you can't put a spot with a platoon is here. It's crying out loud. It's spread all over the place. All the members, but you can say maybe the squad leader's here, or you know, and then maybe a count of how many SWAT under his command is within that platoon, and then the manpower thereof.
Or you could have hot links to all the commanders on that certain map at a time that he can directly connect and talk to.
Maybe broadcast only the folks in that platoon, or so on and so forth.
Do you guys have that? Because I know when I used to play it a little bit more, we had Thursday raids all the time. The person leading the raid sat in the observatory deck. They weren't even in the battle. You just watched it from the, you watched the hotspots and you watched the buildings change. And that's how you told people where to go. And you have like on our TeamSpeak server, we have the armor squad, the air squad, and then if other factions were, or if other outfits were playing with us, they'd also be in there. And you could just switch from channel to channel to channel, or use all the hotkeys to get to that.
I think people use that, but they're hoping for a more visual way to combine all those people so that the squad
maybe a UI just for CR5. So
right.
They're not really playing first-person shooter. They're playing more like a strategy game.
Right. Yeah, like a top-down table.
Only a platoon leader seat, and that platoon leader can then decide, okay, I'm going to turn this waypoint from a CR5 waypoint to one of my waypoints, so the rest of my platoon or squad can see them. Okay, that's our objective, you know.
So let me ask you guys something. Would you want to limit that to just one building, or why not just have CR5 set at all times?
Well,
maybe.
Bam!
I think
The orbital stations again.
No.
Orbital stations!
What you think? Air station, of course.
They might have to
And then they don't want, if I'm not mistaken, you got someone actually be on the battlefield.
Well, it's just one possibility. Yeah,
have
the commander safe somewhere, because there have been times where the commander's just been nailed somehow, you know, from a stealth or something.
you see them hide behind a tree with their little thing on.
If he's up somewhere in a building, or maybe a command vehicle or somewhere where he's protected a little bit, and you know, not have to worry.
I agree.
Really surprised for taking themselves out of the battle.
Yeah.
CRC.
Well, they become a different game. I mean, I hardly have ever done that, but it's just like playing Risk. I mean, you're like, I'm moving my people here.
Yeah, but you never know if those pieces are going to move.
That's it. It's not a military organization. You know, people do have the choice of saying, you know, screw you. It's for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, and you know where your people are, but you don't necessarily know where like some other people nearby that can support it are. So that's, I think, because we do that pretty well. I think is coordinating amongst outfits and things like that. I think we do a pretty good job of that. But it's just like having a UI and having a little bit better ability to coordinate with those people who aren't necessarily in the major outfits and really working with the CR5s as directly as some of the others might be.
I think it could also definitely cut down on, we've got some CR5s who, they don't like really command, they're the guys who joke around on global, and they became CR5s because, they had a bunch of crazy people to let them lead squads for some reason. And it'd be cool if, you have the serious CR5s who are actually wanting to do this, have their own building or whatever, and they can operate out of their own haven. The other CR5s spam page.
So they can't do this. They can't do the spam unless they're in that room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
Either fight or
That's true. There's got to be a way for us to weed out the clowns.
Just make sure that the CR5 is going to stuff himself in this room where he's not fighting. Okay, most of these guys are clowns. They're clowns. They want to go fight. They want to go TK. Go get massive grief from flail fire, whatever. But if they're willing to make to make the if they're willing to sacrifice being out of the physical combat of the game and stuff in a room, they're probably doing it for a reason. They're not just gonna go. I'm gonna log on Planetside, spend an hour, not even play, actually fight in the game physically, just get in the room just to screw around. I can see it happening, but the vast majority, I think the majority of CR5s would not go to that room and stay there just to screw around.
Watch me.
Orbital strike. I had that.
That was different.
That was different, yeah. All right, I'm sure you guys heard this plenty of times, and this is also related to this whole UI thing. Actually, hey, you're probably the best person. I remember seeing one time somebody did it. He may have it on our site for all I know. I saw it way before he started Planetside Idea Lab. I remember somebody did a Photoshop mock-up of a conceptual commander UI interface where you hit a button, you bring the map, you hit a button, right then and there you get a list of all platoon leaders, and then the commander can form higher level above a platoon, company, brigade, God knows what, and could do that. It was a complete mock-up. I don't know whether people, the SOE folks looked at it and said yes or no or anything like that, and I'm sure it probably needs tweaking because the game had changed considerably since then. But if he has this on his site, and
it's still up on the forums. I haven't put it on the site yet.
Oh, okay.
But it's the task force
idea
about
task force
Prime.
idea. And the second thing too about was coordination. If you get a commander who's like, do this, and the guy's like, the person who's seeing the order's like, hell no, I'm going to go do an ant derby, ant derby and sand around the central air tower. In my group, when someone gives you an order to go do something, you do it. The problem is with us is we feel we're not as large as Devil Dog, but like on a good night, we got 50 or 60 people playing. So we end up having these two platoons who can't see each other, and our only way of communication. And by the way, thanks for the battle grids. Thank you so much. That's the only way we can see people sometimes. Like, my galaxy's under attack. Where? By that rock. By now we can actually say grid whatever this quadrant moving towards the north. So our air cab unit can come and hopefully save my butt. I'm a pilot. I'm a gal pilot half the time. Do you guys have any plans for like anything higher than a platoon, like company level? Because right now, basically, only way we can communicate with the other platoon, who's usually air and armor, because infantry usually platoon with itself, or at least an SG, is either by giving coordinates or just saying, giving a verbal command. We can't see each other, which is tough when you're escorting galaxies, because is that my galaxy? You're on top of the galaxy, start seeing the names, and that's SG. So, is there any kind of thought or planning on that aspect of the game?
So you guys are definitely catching me a little off guard here. I see that the whole command structure is actually a big hot button, and yes, it's something that obviously needs to be addressed. We can definitely do that, and I think it's a good idea to have higher structures, like you're saying, companies, and I forget all everyone's saying.
Yeah.